It's kind of funny that filmmaking doesn't require film, yet some of us are chasing an analog film look. But shooting on film is more expensive and more difficult than digital. If only there was a way to get the best of both worlds. Dehancer collab, take one. Dehancer reached out about reviewing their film emulation plugin. They did send over a complimentary copy, but they're asking for honest feedback in order to improve the plugin. Let's check it out. There's really two things I want to check out with Dehancer. The first being how quickly can I dial in a look that I'm happy with. There's a lot more controls than you have with a LUT, so you can play with the film grain, the halation, bloom. There's all kinds of different built-in tools. The first option is to select your color space, but you can also input your camera. So in this case, we're shooting on the Sony a7 III, and I shoot in S-Log, but sometimes I shoot in HLG too, so it's nice that they have both options there. The next thing I like to move on to is the film profile, and that's where you're gonna find all kinds of different film stocks, including one of my favorite film stocks for photography, Portra 400. Which brings me to the next thing I'm wondering, how accurate is it? So I thought it'd be fun to shoot some video footage and some film on Buddy Corey and then compare it. All right, let's bring it back. Let me just see what we're looking at here. All right, thank you. Because you're actually gonna face the garage.
Yeah. You're doing great. Just wait for those cars to pass.
Ooh, I moved a lot. Can I have you look at the parking garage and then turn your head into this position? And then turn. Okay.
I didn't know how fast you went.
No, that's good. I didn't say. It's been about a week since we shot the roll of film and we finally got back from the film lab, so let's check it out. So here's what the first film photo looks like. Part of the fun of film is that it can be a little unpredictable, but this roll of film managed to get jammed up inside the camera, and that caused a whole bunch of light leaks. And this is the video footage straight out of camera. If we apply Dehancer, our Sony profile for the a7 III, and the Portra 400 film profile, this is what we get. You know, and this isn't really a great match. Now I can get them to match with a few adjustments, but that's only because I have these film photos as reference. There are a lot of different factors at play, so it's hard to know exactly where the problem lies. It could be my specific camera, it could be the profiles that Dehancer built, it could be the roll of film I have and how it was stored, the way it was developed in the lab, or even how it was scanned. But it's apparent that in this case, things don't match. For me, that's a con, but not a deal breaker. One roll of film is a small sample size. So let's run through a couple more of these and see what we get. Again, looking at these, it's taking some tweaking to really get in there. This one specifically, the film was really underexposed and not what I intended. So let's explore what kind of looks we can get out of Dehancer when we aren't trying to match anything specific. The film profiles have the biggest impact on the look. There's even this little push-pull adjustment here, which is great because film often behaves differently if it's under or overexposed, and this lets you mimic that. I also like that we have this print profile option. So movies, even when they're shot on film, they're still cut digitally, and then sometimes they'll print them back to film, and changing these lets you mix and match a bit. So those are probably the most fun sections to explore, but the film developer and the film compression sections are also really great for just dialing in the look. Plus you get a lot of really great tools like film grain, halation, bloom. There's some other things that are a little more extreme like film breath, gate weave. But my favorite is probably the film overscan, and which lets you replicate if you scan an entire negative. I find that if you have footage from a camera that's not really the best quality, the solution isn't to try to make it look better, it's to lean into the imperfections and kind of dirty it up some. So something like overscan lets you make the image a little smaller on the screen, which helps, but also add the film frame and sprockets. Everything can be adjusted, and they even have these custom options here in the drop-down menu that let you open up a bunch of other adjustments. So in this specific case, I wouldn't say it's accurate, but that could be any number of things, and it doesn't mean it's necessarily on Dehancer. But that said, I do like the results that I'm getting. It's a quick, easy way to get a lot of different looks without the loss of control. So to me, it seems like something that feels similar, even if it's not an exact match. I was a little surprised to see that the plugin is more expensive than the software I'm running it in, but on the other hand, it's still cheaper than shooting on film. The nice thing though is that they have a free trial, so you can test it out for yourself, and if you like the results you're getting, you can get a 10% discount and help support this channel by using the promo code GrainFest.